It is with a heavy heart that Hilma Baron returns to her travois to retrieve her pike, to continue her journey in this wild wilderness. But she is doing so alone now. A hatchling that she had raised from its birth was taken from her by a ginormous stag beetle, the size of a modern SUV. Even with her sharpened pike, there was no way to penetrate its chitinous plates. And then there was Samo, the guardian of her fields, a loyal companion, perhaps to a fault. Samo fell to a ginormous spider, seeking perhaps to defend his master. It was with fire that Hilma put him to rest. Much of the day has passed, and even now, the sun is getting lower, yet there is a fire in Hilma, a desire to see more. She still seeks a way home, knowing that while Hope Town is safe, it is only through circumstance that it is. All that they have built could be snuffed out if a herd of carnivorous dinosaurs, fueled by undead menace, caught their scent. That would be it. Game over for humanity here at the dawn of time. No. She would find them salvation. She wasn't returning. Not just yet. Kia ora, Legionnaires. Rycon here, and welcome back to Cataclysm, Innawood. We are here, of course, with Hilma Baron, back at the travois, and with some destinations in sight. Today, we are going to be walking along the northern edge of this forest. I want to try and see what's going on here, out in the middle of the field, and we also want to just kind of trek along the edge to see what we can see. We did discover that there are sites within the woods, although having a look at this here, I mean, it's still kind of towards the edge for the most part with all of the different sites of interest that we are seeing. Like even this cave, it was, not on the edge, but it's close enough, isn't it? But all that wandering that we did towards the end of the last episode, it actually took a fair amount of time, and we are in the early evening now, so that is something that I'm going to have to be aware of. We are wandering with safe mode turned on, so that should Hilma see anything frightening, we'll slow down and we won't accidentally walk into it. We are quite close to some ant hives, these ant hills rather. We don't want to get too close to them. Once they're aggressive, they're going to be, we don't want to tussle with them. We could potentially bring the travois with us right now, but I think it's going to just slow Hilma down a little too much at this point. This is about exploration at the end of the day. It's less about resource gathering. So let's just stay a little bit further away from the ants and the colossal crayfish, which is probably back in that swamp, and see what's around here. So this crater, we are going to mark that as explored because it isn't a proper crater. It's a strange one there. And we're going to start to go up a little bit more because while we still have light, I want to try and see if we can, map this area out. It is going to mean that we're going to need to get a little bit closer to some of those ants, but there we go. Up towards the bats we go. And I think that's nearly all of it. We'll just go a little bit further. Well, I think that's all that we're going to get there. Let's start heading back down towards the forest. Make our way that way. Super Soldier Ant, 54 tiles to the north. Well, I see it. It must have gone aggressive to something. Turn safe mode back on and continue to make our way down here. There's a wolf spider. It's small enough that it's probably not going to see us as a target. We can hope so. We can see that our temperature is starting to increase as we have spotted a woodland white. Now these things, they generally travel in groups. I'm actually trying to see where it was. Okay, we're seeing it to the south, I think. Southwest, yeah. And it's a decent ways away. It's probably going to cause the Sauropelta problems before it causes us any trouble. And it's not going to be able to get through its thick hide. It should be safe, theoretically. So, we'll carry on. We can see that it's actually going down to the south. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so we might have a really big open field here. We've got bloated corvids and oversized crows, nasty creatures that have been infected by the ooze. It doesn't seem like they have our scent. And even though it is early evening, we still have more than enough light, and I think the sun will probably actually be setting a little bit later because of it being summer. We've discovered a grove down here. We'll see if it's fruit. It isn't, so we don't mark it. I think that's maple. Yeah, no, hickory. So obviously, still useful. Nothing we're going to go for right this second. How is that warmth? It's not too bad. It's really just our feet. We've only got one pair of socks on, right? Or, you know what, we probably don't have any on. Yeah, it's just the fetlock furs. We could take them off for now. The danger with walking barefoot is that we can, we get a bit of pain from it. But I think that's going to be better than having our feet just getting like swelteringly hot. We've got a Bargas to the east. Okay. I guess the other thing about being barefoot is that we can be slower, I believe, over certain terrain because we need to be more cautious. But hey, the Bargast isn't interested in us. That's good. I really wasn't expecting the forest to go like this, like not at all, which means that, you know what, it probably links up here and then this is just like an isolated island of woodland. We do have swamps there though, and having a swamp in the middle of a wood is strange. I think there's probably another opening there. Still, we're going to follow this around and see what we got going on. We do have what looks like the start of a swamp down here. We've got safe mode on, so I feel fine, I feel safe. Oh, it's just a tiny, tiny swamp. Okay. Maybe there's a little bit more going on. No, it's just 2 squares, okay. So that is kind of a useful site because the smaller swamps, they're a lot safer for us to gather up, the bog iron and whatnot. Right now, that's not something we want. Okay. Maybe it doesn't connect up. No, it could still. We did have a crater back here, and I don't think we caught sight of it. No, I think we could see it, but we don't have it within our actual sight. Yeah, so we don't know if it's going to be something of use in the future, so we'll just leave it as it is for now. But I think we've got a portal up here. Yes, we do. Yet another. And we know now not to fool around with those portals, that they are incredibly dangerous. And, well, the wrong kind of attention falls upon us. Great. And a wasp hive. Okay, well, we definitely want to be avoiding that. So we're going to stick over here to the west, not stepping in the raspberry bushes, especially barefoot. That's not going to be fun. We'll just kind of try and glide through the trees here and make our way around this hive. There we go. I think we've passed the worst of it. I mean, there's obviously a lot of wasps there, but they're staying close to the hive. They're defending their own. That's okay. We've got some groundhogs, and this wood just continues down. Okay, much further than I thought it was going to. Yeah, this is very, very different than I was anticipating, but I like it. It's interesting. Let's keep on going south. We have a moose out in the field, but it's chill. It's nice for now. I've just noticed that we are starting to lose sight. Light is failing us. We got a little bit of an opening on the other side here. I was hoping that we'd be able to come across a cave or something like one that we'd be able to use for shelter overnight. Thankfully, it's summer, so we don't have to worry about freezing, as that was something that was a real concern for most of Hilma's time here. I think this is going to continue all the way down to here. I'm almost tempted to cut back through on this side and check out that side of the forest. I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, okay, a blistered horror. Where are you? And more importantly, what are you? A huge canine with multiple large foul-looking blisters covering its body. A corrosive liquid spills from its menacing-looking mouth. Corrosive things are bad news. So we're going to give that a whole heap of space. And looks like we're just going to be continuing over here. making our way west along the southern edge of this wood. Hoping, of course, that we're going to find something, but it's just more woods. Well, you know what? This is kind of bringing us, well, not to home, but it's in the direction of home. If we keep on moving south, that's good, right? Surely, it's gotta be. Also, what's that there? Oh, burned ground, okay. I just saw a dot, got me excited that there was something hidden. We've seen a few coyotes out this way, and we have yet another wasp hive. And our sight is failing us. The sun is going down. That is concerning. Let's just keep on wandering for now, Hilma. It is a clear night, so we have that going for us. But we also have this now, a bone plate wolf. It is faster than us currently. If we turn to run, okay, much slower, so we should be able to outpace this thing. It's made of bone though, so yeah, that's a bit of a trouble for us. Let's see if we can take a strike at it. Okay, we hit it, but it's bone. As you might expect, it's pretty good at resisting our strikes. I think we're going to have to get a critical to do any damage at all to this thing. I don't really want to drop the pike, not yet, and try and use our rifles. I mean, how thick is the bone? Oh boy, we might have to here. That might be the choice that we have to make. We're going to activate the back holster. Really need to hope that this is going to tear through it. We're going to let it get closer because we really do need it to be a good shot. If this just reflects off of its bone, then that's really bad news for us. Okay, we've got good aim, we've got precise aim that's even better. Okay, 11 damage, that's not great. That's really not that great. We're going to turn, start to run again. Oh boy, and that's just a straight up miss. That's very bad. We could potentially try and use the wasps to assist us here. The other option is to try and rely on the iron shod quarterstaff. It does bash damage, and bash is how we can beat bone. It's not a great option, but it is still an option for us. And right now we still have stamina, so I think we're going to try that. We need to get a little bit more distance here before I try to drop that on the ground. Then we're going to get on the other side of that. We're going to draw out the quarterstaff, and we're just going to wait, hoping that it moves into the bush. We strike it, and we do 9 damage. That's good. We sweeped it. So is it on the ground? It is downed. Okay, another quick strike. I like that. It's still downed. Okay. Now it's good. So we need to back off again. Try and get it to go through here. Strike at it. We missed. So let's keep on moving. We are very off balance because our torso, it's heavily encumbered. Even so, we should be able to get a few strikes in here. There we go. That's good. Managed to sweep it to the ground, but it's gotten back up again. It is getting weaker though. Oh, it took a bite at us then, but we managed to block it. Okay, a miss. Oh boy. Yikes. There we go. A powerful swing throws Hilma back through the air. We're downed. She pulls herself back up to her feet. We'd have a second to get a good shot with the rifle here, but the iron shod quarterstaff is doing work. Thankfully, we didn't actually take that much damage there, so I imagine it just kind of like ran into us with its head and threw us up into the air. Here we go. Okay, a miss is not good. I really want to try and use the bushes here as much as possible. So we're going to try and see if we can do that. There's another one here, I believe. It's shaggy grass. Okay. Oh boy. We don't want to get caught in the bush. So let's keep on moving. And wait for it down here. Come on. It's going to be very slow moving through that. Good. We sweeped it. While it's downed, I feel confident in taking other strikes, but it's back up onto its feet. And we're going to have to go into a bush whether we like it or not. Oh boy. Yeah, see, that's the danger with that. But that's a good strike, 10, and that's a quick strike. So we should theoretically be able to get another strike before it strikes us again. Yes, okay, another quick strike. I'm not going to risk it. We're going to move back, wait, strike again. and then just keep on moving. This thing is nearly dead, but we don't want to take any unnecessary risks. There we go, Hilma. That is how it is done. Okay, so first of all, we need to deal with our bleeding. It's not too bad of a wound, so we should just be able to put some pressure on it. There we go. The bleeding stops. Now, the corpse that's here, I would very much like to bring this along with us. We have a little bit more light left. Do we want to try and spend the time butchering this to be able to understand it better, especially when it comes to like boned creatures? We will completely lose our light then, which is bad, but also potentially good. Other things can't see that well at night. I think before anything else, we want to go and get our rifle. We don't want to be losing that. So, okay, well, there's the pike. Let's grab that. Okay, and we will just use our holster. There we go, and let's get that reloaded at the same time. Thankfully, we've still got lots of these paper cartridges. Yeah, no, our sight's completely going now. So, are we actually going to have enough time to work on this? I kind of doubt it. We do have our lantern with us. I don't know if it's worth it. Dissecting it is only 35 minutes. Okay, I think let's start and see. Oh boy, we got it done. We had enough to be able to do it. We carefully record the creature's vulnerabilities. I like that. I like that a lot. We could just take the sinew. There's only 34 of it. Sure. Right. Well, here we are. Out in the wilderness at night. No cave to sleep in. Nothing else in sight. Although, we have a waxing moon. You know what? We have enough sight right now. We can see pretty much as good as we can during the day right now because it is a clear night. As long as it stays that way, I think we can continue our exploration. If we find a cave, we will sleep. But we're just gonna carry on for now, follow the edge of this wood, and I think it's gonna snake all the way down to here. It's giving us a better idea of what we've got going on our map. It's almost like waterways. I mean, this could be a massive open area for all we know. There's only one way to find out, huh? I have to say, I am impressed that we are actually still able to map quite a bit. Like, I'm looking at the radius that we're seeing on the map, and it's decent enough. It's not massive, but it's enough that I don't think we're going to miss something obvious. I think the key is going to be walking like pretty much like right on the edge of the forest. That's the only way that we're going to make out something, you know, a little bit deeper in the tree line. Okay. Well, there's a crater in the middle of the swamp. Yup, and that's a pretty damn decent crater at that. Okay, I was moving a little bit further in just because of a wasp hive, or what I assume was a wasp hive nearby. We had a few wasps. But other than that, things have been quiet. And now there's that. So many. The potential for a massive outbreak is always wild, just because of the amount of dinosaurs. Very, very dangerous. Interesting. So we've kind of reached, I was going to say the southern edge. It isn't really. We could always make it to this cave here. I'm trying to remember if that one is inhabited. It very well might be. By the others that aren't so willing to leave, that asked Hilma for strange things like an American flag and, you know, a holy relic of some kind. Things that obviously she can't get. I mean, we have talked about the possibility of creating something like it, you know, the closest approximation that we could get, and I am still on board with that idea, but for now we're just going to continue our exploration of this area and see if there's anything else. I mean, the fact that we are getting closer towards where a cave was, I don't think we're going to encounter another one, but who knows? One thing is for sure, we are not seeing anywhere near as far anymore, and that is a dangerous position to be in this late at night. You know what? I think we've got to go for it. Just make it down towards this cave. Yeah, through the woods we go. We will have a little bit of a snack first. We'll eat one of our smoked meat and then just down some of these grapes. That'll do. Okay, we are approaching the cave. I really cannot remember if this one had people in there. Oh, it did. Yeah. Eugenio. Hi. Hello, Eugenio. Talk to you.
Got the cloth?
No, not yet.
Bye.
Would these people let her stay here? Who knows? You know what? We could climb. We might actually be able to climb this one. Let's see. I mean, peeking, it does look like it has a roof, so we have that going for us. But yeah, we'd need to wait to dawn to be... Oh, I was going to say to see anything, but we're not going to really see much more than what's here right now. Yeah. No, we can't stay, or rather, I don't think that Hilma trusts them enough. There are a fair few of them that seem to have the attire of prisoners. And while, yeah, all the people in Hopetown were prisoners, they were prisoners of Migos. We do not know what lurks in the heart of these folks. So we will continue on into the night. Alone, Hilma, searching for somewhere that we might be able to stay. Mapping just the very edge of these woods. A blistered horror again in the night. We've wandered for a ways, and you can see that we're kind of only just seeing into the forests here. And we are actually approaching another cave, one that we know is uninhabited. This thing is on our trail though, I think. Corrosive as it is. Now, this is a creature of flesh. I reckon we can try and take it with the pike. Our rifles though, that's what would really hurt it. Okay, it's getting close. It is aware of us now. And what we need to be wary of, oh my gosh, is that? What? Even from this distance, as we drive the pike into this blistered horror, acid sprays out, covering us, our legs, our feet. Yeah, that's not fun at all. It is slower than us, and this thing is heavily damaged. Is it bleeding? It is. We might just bleed it out. Now, we didn't take that much damage there. It was small amounts because we were that much further away from it. But even so, yeah, I'm surprised by how far the acid can go. Right, let's see. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get it from that distance. That distance we can. Strike again? Oh, that's a miss. Okay. Yeah. Oh boy, come on, Hilma. Come on. Just one good hit will do it. There we go. Acid sprays out from the remains. But we're okay. We didn't actually take that much in the way of wounds there. I mean, in saying that, our left foot did get splattered. Okay. Let's take a moment. We're going to take these remains, move it out of the acid. We don't really have the light to see by to dissect something like this, but we have our lantern. We can give it a shot. I would probably want to do that over here, just so that we're a little bit more covered by the trees. Let's just first of all see if it'll be possible. Yeah, because sometimes you can see enough by the moonlight. Right now we can't. That's okay. Let's light the lamp and see. 35 minutes. Dissecting this may give us the principles of zombie biology or biochemistry. Okay, so it looks like the lamp blew out, but we saw enough to start our process, and we've carefully recorded the creature's vulnerabilities. I would very much like to see where we're at with that proficiency as well. So let's have a look at proficiencies and try and figure out how close we are to some of that. Ossified exoskeletons. I mean, that's the bone, right? Time to learn 6 hours. We've only done 7% of that, so it's gonna take a bit before we get there. Principles of biology, 12 hours. Yeah, I think it is going to be important for us to try and dissect as many creatures as possible. So we need to get basic biology before we can learn about zombie biology or other things. I really do like that we have those proficiencies in here now. It is something to work towards with the, various creatures that we kill. And if you're taking down a whole lot and you can just spend a day dissecting, you could probably take out a decent chunk of it. I mean, quite literally. Let's put safe mode back on, and we are going to carry on. Now, I decided against immediately going down towards the cave because, well, I was feeling confident. We're a little bit further away from there now, but all of these woods seem to kind of double back around, so I am kind of hoping that we are just going to end up heading in that direction. It looks like that might be the case. Yep, here we go. We've connected up with our memory. We have been to this place before. We remember what the area around it is like. A cave. A welcoming sight. Let's make our way around it. We'll find our way inside. Oh, that goes right down to the bottom. Huh. Okay. You know what? We can probably climb on this in the morning to get sight of the wooded area here. But what is the cave like? I cannot remember. I don't have any notes on this cave. Is there anything waiting for us down below? Bears or anything else? Oh, there's definitely something. Naked mole rats? I do remember. Oh, bat. Okay, I don't remember there being a... yep, gigantic naked mole rat. Yep. Oh boy. So, that's why there's bits of the floor that have just kind of fallen out. We're a comfortable temperature in here. I would like to try and get to one of the ends of these little passageways. I mean, that's not a bad one here, really. It's still a little close to the entrance for my liking. Let's go for this one instead. It's straightforwards, but it's a long, straight shot. Yeah. If we could set up a trap right now, I would. We don't have any on us. We're going to keep the pike in hand, although... No, you know what? No pike tonight. It is going to be a double-barrel flintlock rifle that we keep in our hand, as we are going to attempt to try and see if we can just lay down here for a while, and we can. We managed to fall asleep. The hours start to pass by. Okay, we awaken. No sickness is going to keep us down today, and it's actually too bright to sleep, which leads me to believe that I guess we are... let's peek. Damn, okay. This is an open cave. We're just starting to get the start of daylight. I think it'll start to extend soon. Right, okay. Put that away, wield our pike, and popping outside, yeah, it must just be, yeah, it was dawn. Okay, let's eat that meat, and we're actually out of water right now. We're feeling slaked. We do get a bit of quench from the grapes and whatnot. There's lots of things around us that we can eat though. We are in the final days of summer, so it'd be nice to have a few extra little bits and pieces. Fruit, that is. I want to try and make it back home so that we can have at least one full fruit gathering day, but we still got time to explore out here. Yeah, unfortunately, we are not going to be climbing this, are we? Nope. No, we are not. Not a climbable cave, unfortunate as it is. Damn, that would give us really good sight of the area. Okay, well, we'll just wait a little bit longer, let the sun rise properly, and now we can continue on our path. I'm kind of half tempted to just clear this wood. It's pretty small. We should be able to do it relatively quickly, especially if we, activate the smooth movement like this. It makes moving through the trees a lot faster. We can kind of just, paint the fog out. Got shrubbery up ahead. We've got safe mode on as well, so if we see anything, we'll be warned of it before we walk right into it. In saying that, the woods are dangerous because things can be out of your line of sight and you can get way closer to them before you realize, like a pit bull mix. That's not going to be much trouble for us, so let's just continue on, reactivate safe mode, and just clear out this wood. Spear cat hunter, okay. Righto. It is coming for us from the west. An undead cougar, its eyes ooze with dark, oily fluid, and its fur is torn, revealing deep, festering wounds. Its claws and teeth are unnaturally long and sharpened into dangerous-looking spikes. Hilma, we are ready for this thing. We are going to turn to start running, but we're going to wait. We're going to be ready for this thing. The trick about the cougars is they pounce, and that one pounced right for us then. How fast is it? It is faster than us, so there is no getting away from it. Using our pike at this distance is going to be at a disadvantage for us, so we're just going to try and take out our iron shot quarterstaff and quickly strike it. Okay. Oh, that's not good. A few misses and it manages to get our head bleeding. We strike again and again. Okay, we got one good strike in there. Not enough to knock it down. It is still faster than us. So we're going to have to gamble now. We're going to drop the quarterstaff. We're going to reach for one of the rifles and we're going to try and take a shot. We're not going to be able to get a great shot, but I'm just going to try something like that. A good hit. 50 damage. Okay, this thing is hurting. We're going to ready. Shooting again. Another 50. Our rifle skill has increased to 3. Its torso is badly bleeding. We drop this one to the ground. Stepping out of the smoke, let's go and grab the next. Getting ready to strike at it. It's going to have a second or two. Recover from those hits. It's kind of stunned. Oh, something hurts. Stop aiming. Yup, okay. It gets a good strike on our torso, tearing our backpack slightly. We get ready to take another shot. Something hurts, but I think we got it. I know it's still alive. It's still alive and it cuts into our torso. It's still only slightly bleeding, but it's enough that it's a problem. I try to move to the side and unfortunately, we move into a bush. Something hurts. Yep, not good. Okay, it's heavily bleeding, but we're getting to that point too. We shoot again. 19 damage. It's still alive, I think. It is. Our torso is badly bleeding now. Okay, that's it. That's all the shots that we've got. It's bleeding badly, but we are bleeding badly too. We have but one option now. A carving knife in our tool belt. That's what we're going to have to go for. Either that or this thing is going to bleed to death. I don't think we can outrun it. It's still faster than us. I'm half tempted to try. But then again, one more strike to our torso. Hilma, come on. Okay, we've got a little bit of distance. That's not enough time for us to reload or anything. So we're just going to have to drop this on the ground and see if we can wield this knife in time. We get it out. We strike out towards the cat. We miss. It strikes again. Our left arm. It's dead. It's dead. The spare cat hunter is dead, and it did way more damage to us than I ever would have thought. We're in a bad position. Our torso is bleeding significantly. We need to stop it right now. We take out one of our boiled makeshift bandages, we wrap it onto it, and try and stop the bleeding. That's a little bit better. We're going to have to do one more though, and we're going to use it. Okay, no, it's good. It's good now. Right, next up, we're going to go and bandage our left arm and then our right arm. Less to stop the bleeding, because they're not significant, but more because it's going to be a problem after a little while. It's still bleeding. It should stop in a moment. And there we go. Now, if that isn't a sign to head home, I don't know what is. We need to call it there. Our travois is still out here, but it doesn't actually have anything in it. So, if we are to roam up to try and get it again, we'll be doing so with a beast of burden. We don't need to go back for it. We just need to look at leaving this place. Getting back to Camp Hope. Hilma has found no salvation. She's not found a way home. But yet again, she has found a way to survive. Okay, and that's our iron shot quarterstaff. Let's put that away. Let's grab the pike back. Oh boy, we're gonna dissect this thing. And I'm pretty sure it's alone. We could try and take some willow bark tea, and I think we're gonna, to help deal with that severe pain. As our stomach twists and turns, we are gonna try and see if we can dissect this. It is a little dangerous though, now that I think about it. We shot our rifle multiple times here. If there is anything else in this wood that can hear well enough, it will be coming for us now, so we need to move at least a little bit away from where we were. There's a hatchling nearby. That's okay. That'll take the attention of anything else that wants to come for us. 52 minutes to dissect this thing. It's probably because of the pain, but also because of, just us being a bit of a mess right now. Still, I am okay to spend that time doing it. A Corythosaurus was struggling to stand. Where is that? Back over that way. Right. Well, we still managed to record the creature's vulnerabilities. That I am okay with. A close call. A very, very close call. Even with her chitinous armor protecting her, Hilma is still vulnerable to these creatures. It is distance that gives us an advantage over them. and something like a Spearcat Hunter that can leap and quite easily outpace us really shows us where our vulnerabilities lie. Let's go put those furs back on, Hilma, and let's count our blessings. There aren't many of them, but you are still breathing. And that's what it's all about, eh? Legionnaires, I'd like to thank you for joining me for yet another episode with Hilma out in these woods. This is probably going to be the last exploration that we do for a little while, as Hilma's going to have to head back and recover, but this has given us some answers. We've uncovered so much more of the map than we had when we began this journey, but we still have people back at home. People that rely on us. So we'll be checking in on them, and maybe, just maybe, trying to improve Hilma's protection. An impenetrable shell sure sounds nice right now. Legionnaires, I ask you, if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. As for now, I have been Rycon. You have all been awesome. And until next time, stay tuned.